We are present in case 24 CR 736, State of Ohio versus Regina Patterson. We're hearing a motion to terminate community control sanctions with counsel Ms. Nicole Novotny. Ms. Novotny, what's the defendant's intention at this time?
Your Honor, my client's intention at this time is to waive both hearings and admit to the violation.
Thank you. Rule 7 violation for being in contact with someone who is in Lake County Jail in violation of Rule 7. What is your plea to that?
Guilty.
As the first Rule 8 violation for using drugs and testing positive for amphetamines back in February, what is your plea to that?
Guilty.
And as for the more recent Rule 8 violation for using cocaine, what is your plea to that?
Guilty.
Court will accept your pleas of guilty, find that you did violate your community control sanctions. Ms. Novotny, any reason not to go forward with sentencing?
You may go forward, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. With regard to Ms. Patterson, we would ask the court to consider keeping her on community control at this time. Ms. Patterson, after talking with her several times, I know she deems that this is a relapse. Ultimately, she's been very stressed out with with stuff that's going on at home, and is very interested in participating in some sort of inpatient treatment with Lake House or Nevada Ridge, with some series of sober living with that respect. Your Honor, since she's been released from NEOCAP, which I believe that was in the end of January, she was able to receive her job back at Mean Mugs Pub. She's been in the kitchen and full time, and she's been with that company for 3 years. Additionally, Your Honor, she did start an IOP with Signature Health, completed an assessment with them. Additionally, was participating in 3 AAs weekly, get a sponsor. She was able to get her license back, was able to travel to and from work, not relying on transportation anywhere. So she was making strides to get everything back together, but unfortunately she did relapse and unfortunately did have contact with someone in the jail that she shouldn't have. I know she would tell you that ultimately the person that she was contacting with, they had a previous relationship, and she now understands that that's not what she should be doing. She should be moving on from the past and moving forward to her life and continuing on how she's making strides to work out her problems. Additionally, Your Honor, she does have an 18-year-old son. She does go to family counseling once a week. She informed me at Signature Health with him.
Patterson, you have the right to address this court before you're sentenced. You can say anything you want. Is there anything you want to say?
I just feel like that the inpatient will help me a lot. I did do the cognitive behavior over at NEOCAP, but I would like to be able to do the inpatient help over there with the 12 steps. I did obtain a sponsor, but I mean, I was thinking about dropping her because she just moved me through the steps too fast, and I don't feel like I'm understanding them completely. I feel like the inpatient would help me with that. I do. As far as things that are going on at home, you know, my mom's, she's supportive, but at the same time, she's very judgmental. She likes to throw my past in my face and things like that. So it's just hard to deal with. So I feel like being able to go to an inpatient and even sober living would help me a lot. Even I do.
You've been saying this since you've been here.
What's that?
You've been saying the same thing since you've been here in front of me. That you need help. You're sick of this lifestyle. You need to get treatment, and we've done everything for you. And you don't want this. You don't want this at all. When it first filed for intervention in lieu of conviction, you could have had this without any conviction, and you didn't even show up. You were gone for 6 months.
Yes.
And then I put you on probation and gave you jail treatment program. I gave you NEOCAP. You couldn't last a few weeks. And then for whatever reason, your probation officer went out on a limb for you, and she knows I was upset with her when I found out they gave you a review board contract because you didn't deserve it at that point when you were only out of NEOCAP for 2 weeks and you're using. But she did it, and I said, all right, go ahead, and I'll let her go with it. And that's how you thanked her by committing more violations here. You don't want help. You want to continue the lifestyle you're living. Why are you contacting this guy you're not supposed to? You supposedly said you need to move on from him, but you're physically calling him. He's not calling you. Oh wait, he's calling you. You're physically accepting the phone calls that he's calling you. You don't have to accept those calls, but you did. And then even when you said all this stuff's going on, you're still using. And now you're blaming your mother?
No, I'm not blaming my mother. I'm not trying to say that as an excuse.
You're coming up with excuses.
It was just yes, sir. Okay.
Well, you are. Everybody has stressful things going on in life. Because your mother gives you a hard time, you're going to use drugs? We all have stressful things going on in our lives on a daily basis. You haven't given this a shot at all. I mean, you got out in January and you violated multiple times. You violated within a week of getting out of NEOCAP for how long you were in there. How long was she in there for?
For 138 days.
And what, a week later, 2 weeks later at the most, you're violating. It was a complete waste of time and money and resources and bed space. Now you want me to give you another bed that someone else could use to, perhaps? You could do this on your own if you need to. I mean, when you're here, when you're at the pre-sentence report, you say you're remorseful, you feel ashamed, you're tired of living this lifestyle, you're ready to move on, you're willing and want to participate in treatment. Very remorseful. I don't know. Very remorseful. Not because you got caught, because I know using drugs is no life. There's much more to life than getting high, but that's what you do. I don't believe that's what you don't want to do. You just haven't demonstrated that. You haven't given this a shot. I mean, most people violate, don't get me wrong, but at least they've given it a fair shot. You got on NEOCAP in January, you've had 2 violations since then. We're only in May. But then you look back at how the whole case unfolded to begin with. You were just gone from the very beginning. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
Mr. Novotny, anything else?
Nothing covered.
At this point, there's no way this court can make a finding that the defendant's amenable to community control sanctions. She's demonstrated she's not. Prison is consistent with the purposes and principles of sentencing. Therefore, it will be the sentence of this court. And counts 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, defendants serve a term in prison of 12 months on each count, or run those concurrent for a 12-month prison. I need to advise you upon your release from prison, you can be placed on post-release control for 2 years. Is there anything else for the record, Ms. Novotny?
No, Your Honor.
All rise.
A judge gives Regina Patterson multiple chances to overcome addiction, but repeated probation violations, drug use, and prohibited jail contact convince the court that rehabilitation efforts have failed. Despite her emotional plea for inpatient treatment, the judge questions her commitment, ending the hearing with a 12-month prison sentence and a sobering message about accountability.